you need to understand how to use Kaggle, like how to take the data set from a Kaggle into the project. You need to get that idea. So for that, like what I am doing is, in this I'm going to the regression analytics. Okay, so in this, like what I will do is, yeah, I'll create a new project, new notebook. So I'll keep this name like her, but initially I'll implement this thing. Okay, so now initially, like yeah, so whenever you want to take the data set, like initially you need to go to the Kaggle website. Okay, so if you don't have an account, you need to create an account in a Kaggle. Okay, so I'm going to the Kaggle. It's a vast collection of data sets you'll be having here. A lot of online challenges will be going on here on data science. Like if you want to do, you can do. Okay, so here you can see your longest is 4 days in these. Like I contributed 50% of my work in these. You can see the things here. Okay, now like what I want to do is, I want to take one data set from this. Prior to that, like whenever you want to integrate Google Colab with this Kaggle website, what you need to do is, initially you need to create a profile. So for the first time, if you are opening, if you are jumping into the Kaggle, it will ask you to sign in. Okay, at the time you can sign in with your Google account, so that like you'll be like whatever the profile, like whatever the Google profile you'll having, like you'll have, you can see that thing here. I'm going to my profile. After going to my profile here, what I'll do is jump to the okay, I don't want to go to data set, like yeah, sorry, I will go to the settings one. In this I can see my account, like what is the username I am using, and what is my username, and my contact details. You can see like the different things. Okay, in these, like whenever you want to use this account, like if you want to integrate this with the Python platform, we need to generate new API token. It contains your security code and secret code and password. So whenever you download it, it will give you a one JSON file, kaggle.json file. As I already downloaded it, that's why I'm not downloading it now. Okay, I'll be having that file. Okay, so whenever you want to integrate with the Kaggle, what you can do is, you need to have this kaggle.json file in your system. After having that, to import that file here, we need to write a command, like the general command which will use always. Okay, from Google dot collab, I want to import files. Okay, I want to import files. So to upload a files, I am writing a single command, files dot upload. So by taking help of this command, we need to upload our JSON file here. Okay, so I'll do that now. Okay, so after doing this, next what we need to do is, we need to install a Kaggle library here. I'll explain you like how to import the, like how to install Kaggle library, and how to set up a path for this kaggle.json file, and how we can store that file. So now it is asking us to choose file. We need to choose a file which we downloaded. Remember, don't download this file again and again. What happens is, like credentials will be like whatever the recent file you download, the credential will goes to that specific file. So here I'll be having kaggle.json file. It contains my data, like a username and my secret key, means it is like a password. Okay, now what I want to do is, to understand these credentials belongs to Kaggle, we need to install Kaggle. Pip install. Okay, and hyphen q Kaggle. It is a command to install a Kaggle website, and I'll check whether it is installing or not. Now, after doing these, like whatever the project might be, whatever the data set you want to take, simple things, same code you can run. Or else if you are implementing any other project, same code you can copy paste and you can keep it there. Now we need to write some Linux commands. That is, we need to make a directory first to store this file. So I'm making directory in a path like a dot Kaggle path, like a exclamation dot Kaggle. In this specific folder path, like I want to store this kaggle.json file. I'm making directory with the name Kaggle. Now I'm changing the path cp. Like this is the pre-built commands. Like I collected this command from Google, kaggle.json. Okay, space, like I need to create a path for this one, like whatever the directory I'm making, I'm setting up a path for this. Okay, Kaggle. Now I need to changing the mode, like I want to move this kaggle.json file to like this folder, this specific folder. So for that we'll be having change mode, chmod 600 command. Like if you want, you can explore these commands in a Google, so that you'll be get a very brief description regarding these Linux commands. Okay, kaggle and slash in this folder I need to keep a kaggle.json file, so that this file will goes to that specific folder path. Now we established an integration, everything will be well and good. Now we can see we'll be having kaggle.json file. Okay, here we'll be having that JSON file. Now what we can do is, after taking this kaggle.json file, whatever the data set you want to take, you can take up the data set from this Kaggle. So now I'm going to the my Kaggle account. In this, what I'll do is home. What I will do is data sets. You'll be having data sets color. So whatever the data set you want, you can search that column name here. Okay. So now, whatever the data set, let's suppose I want to explain you heart disease detection project. So for that, what I'm doing is heart disease. I'm typing heart disease prediction. So you can see the different works, like how previous people work, like we'll be get a lot of information. Okay, yeah, which one we want to take, like we can judge that logistic regression. I think all the data set might be same. I'm going through this one. You can see here you can find the data set along with whatever the technologies they used, like a lot of people use it in the data set. You can see that complete information. Okay, so now if you scroll down, you can see the someone's notebook. Okay, like if you want to see the notebook, you can see the notebook, but I don't want to see the notebook. I need to see the data set. Data sets, I'll go to the data set here. Now you can see the data sets. Okay, so I want to find the data set heart disease, heart.csv. I'm typing heart. So usability, one CSV file, heart failure prediction. No, not heart failure prediction, heart disease data set. Like I want to get this data set. We'll see whether it is the correct data set or not for our problem set. About data set, you can see the information regarding this data set: age, chest pain, fasting blood pressure, serum cholesterol. You can see whenever you want to know the data set description, you can go through this one. Old peak, the slope of the peak exercise, and the number of major vessels, like tal, what is this tal, and what could be the value for this, and you can see that complete description regarding the data. Okay, and how many people attended, like worked upon this project, you can see that information here. Codes, you can see the different people which worked on a code, and what is their rank based on their performance. They can see their ranks: fourth place, say third place, based on their analysis, based on their efforts they kept on the project. They'll get this score. If you want to work upon this, simply you can take data set and you can work upon this. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll go to the data set. I don't want to download this data set. Now what I'll do is I'm clicking on these three dots while going to the data set, and here you can see copy API command. You can see we'll be having copy API command. I'm clicking on this copy API command, control C. Okay, after copying that, what I'll do is I'll keep it in a this project file. Okay, here I'll keep it here. So if you want to download something on this, like we need to specify exclamation mark on the top of it. Okay, I'm running this. So I'm downloading the data set. You can see here it is, the data set is downloaded 100%. Now you can see here you'll be having a folder with the name heart disease dataset.zip file. Like we get a data in the form of zip file. Now what I want to do is I want to if we can't read a data present in a zip file, right? We unable to read the data, right, directly in a code. For that I'll run a command like unzip. So unzip, I want to unzip the this folder. So for that, what I'll do is I don't want to type this name. For that, what I'm doing is I'm copying file path. Copy path. I'm pasting that path here. Now you can see this folder will be unzipped. You can see in this folder, like it is unzipped. If you refresh here, you can see the data set. You can see hard.csv file. Directly we got this file. Now in this project, we can use this CSV file simply. Like however we performed the previous analytics on a similar way, we can do the all analytics here. Okay. So what are the essential libraries we need to we need to import first to work upon any project? So next step is importing essential libraries. You need not to remember any code block. So it is a template. If you keep it with you, whenever you are working on any project, simply you can follow this commands. Importing libraries. How we can import the libraries. Okay, to import the libraries, first import keyword, module name, numpy, my first required module, and its alias name. And the next is pandas. I need, it is a very essential one. The next we need a numpy. Then the next I need to import matplotlib as well. So we can import matplotlib in a different ways. Like I'll use import keyword only, matplotlib dot. From this I want to take help of python plot, pyplot as plt. Like whatever the names you want to keep, you can keep those names. Okay. Sorry, I used numpy 2 times. Okay, sorry. Here I want to use matplotlib actually. Okay, no worries. Okay, I'll keep it in the comments. Thanks. Mhm. Okay, it's not required 2 times. I typed it 2 times. I'll remove it. Okay. The next what we can use, like if you want to use Seaborn, we can import Seaborn as well as SNS. Like whatever the alias names you want to keep, you can keep those alias names. For the better practice, for the best practice, what you can do is every time if you use same alias names, you can easily recognize if somewhere if you are using PD, directly you can say it is a pandas library. Okay, for that analysis only, we need to use standard alias name. Apart from that, we are not having any requirements kind of things on that. Okay, it is about importing essential libraries. After that, what we need to do? We need to read the data present in the CSV file. So for that, which function will be having? So PD dot here on the pandas will be having lot of functions. So in this, I am going to take help of read underscore CSV function. So in this CSV function, like whatever the file we imported, we need to specify that file name. So if you are not comfortable to type this name, simply you can, what you can do is you can copy path always. You can specify that path so that directly it will load the data from that folder. Now what I want to do is I need to perform analytics on the data. So for that, initially I look at the data present in top 5 rows, data.head. It will give you a top 5 rows information. From this you can understand what are the different columns present in it. Here we'll be having age column, sex column, chest pain type, threshold blood pressure, cholesterol, FBS, resting CG. It is also one feature. So if you want to explore these features, simply you can go to this. You can read a description regarding the data set, like from where this data set is taken, what are the different parameters they took into the consideration, and what it corresponds to exactly. You'll get to know if you explore it from a Kaggle. Okay, but I'm not a medical guy, so that I won't understand all these features, but we need to perform analytics to understand how this data behavior is. Okay, for that initially we'll be having data. In this you can see we'll be having target column. So if you look at the target here, we can see all zeros. So we might get confused, whether we'll be having only negative values or we'll be having combination of negative or positive values. For that, we'll be having several ways. On the column, we can take a unique values count. Like that, we'll be having analytics. Before going to that, what I will do is I'll take a sample 5 columns, like random 5 columns. For that, what I'll do is data.sample of 5. It will give random 5 columns data. So if you look at this data, you can see like we'll be having 1 and zeros in a target column. Means here target is a column which is an output column. It contains whether the person is affected with a heart disease or not. that information we are having in a target column. So by looking at this column, if you look at this column, we'll be having two types of outputs, 1 or 0. Okay, it means it is a classification project. We'll be having yes or no category. 0 means no, 1 means yes. Yes or no category of output we are having. It means directly we can judge this data set belongs to a classification project. Means we need to apply all the classification analytics. So the next, what I'll do is on this data set, I want to get a statistical behavior of the data in the mathematical format, like in a description format. So for that, here I apply describe method, data.describe method. You can see it is a description regarding the data. You can see in this data set, we'll be having these many columns. Like we'll be having these columns. Okay. Along with these columns, you can see like how many people's information we are having. 1025 members information we are having. Average value is 54 percentage, and the gender 69% people belongs to female category, and remaining 31% belongs to male category. Or like that, we need to understand chest pain type will be having like these are the like statistical analysis of the data. What is the maximum number of values present on the that specific column? What could be the average of each and every column values? What could be the standard deviation, means from mean how much the values distribution will be? What will be the minimum value corresponding to that column, and what could be the maximum value corresponding to that column? You can see that information in a describe column. The next we are having column like info. Info is a method which will give you information regarding column, like how many columns we are having in each and every, sorry, how many records we are having in each and every column, and what will be the data type corresponding to each and every column. We can see that information from this. Age checks, like you can see the column names and how many values corresponding to each and every column and their data types. So if you look at this data, it is a clean data. We'll be having integers and floating point values. We are not having any categorical data, so we need not to take help of any label encoding technique or any like data pre-process technique. We need not to use those techniques. Why means like we are not we are having a clean data. That's why we need not to go with that analytics. Okay, so if you want to read the description, like simply you can go through the Kaggle. I'm not building the description here. Now if you want to understand the behavior of the specific column, you can apply describe method on a specific column also. If you want to understand behavior of any specific column, what you can do is simply you can say data dot in this, like on which column you want to perform analytics, you can specify that column name exactly. So to know the column name, simply you can, what you can do is we can say data dot columns. Data dot columns, it will give you column names. Okay, so it is returning all the column names. You can see these are the different columns. Okay, so these are the different columns present here. Done. So now in this, like whatever the column you want to take, you can specify that column directly. I'm copying it from here. Okay, it will give you all the values corresponding to it, but I don't need these values. I need to know the behavior of this column values. So for that I am applying describe method on it. It will give you statistical behavior this specific column. Like total will be having 1025 values, mean is 51 percentage, standard deviation is 50%, means 0 to 1 it is fluctuate always, right? That's why we got a 50%. Like minimum value is 0, maximum value is 1. Now let's suppose if you have any categorical feature, if you want to know the different category of values present on that specific column, so for that what you can do is simple, it is a completely a pandas analytic. I'm not doing anything additional to that. Okay, data of column name. Let's suppose I'll take a target into the consideration. Control V dot unique values. Let's suppose I want to know the unique values present in this specific column. Simply I'm applying unique method. So even you need not to remember these functions. Simply like what you can do is like you can type tab here, you will get a suggestion. Let's suppose I'll do that now. Data of, let's suppose we'll be having CP column, right? In this columns, I'll take CP dot, I'm clicking on tab. It will give you give suggestions to me. Like I'll give a hint to this. Okay, unique. It's not coming. Okay, no worries. Sometimes it won't come. So you can see in this chest pain column will be having these categories 0, 1, 2, 3. Like these are the different category of values. Like that, if you want to know the different category of values present in any specific column, simply you can use unique values. Let's suppose if you don't want to know all the unique values corresponding to any column, simply what you can, like, let's suppose just count is enough to you. Number of categories you want to know, just for that you can say n unique, means number of unique values count it will give. So in this, we'll be having four unique values, 0, 1, 2, 3, like four category of values we are having. That information we are obtaining here. Okay. So after this, okay, like if you want to apply this analytic on any other column, you can do that. Okay. Now I want to check the correlation. I told you, right? Correlation also a very important parameter. With this we can know dependency between each and every feature, like how this feature is impacting by other features. So okay, we'll be having strong correlation, weak correlation, and moderate correlations. Now I want to know the data sets correlation. So for that, what I want to do is data dot will be having correlation function. It will give you a correlation of all the features. You can see it is a correlation graph. So what could be the input, like coming to the age and sex correlation? It's a inversely proportional relationship. Age to chest pain type, age to threshold, like these are the different correlation values in a tabular format. Like we are getting all the tabular comparison. Let's suppose now what I want to do is I don't want to see this complete correlation graph, like a table. I'm getting confusing by looking at this table. So for that, what we can do is simply we can apply this correlation plot on any specific column. So for that, what we can do is target data dot correlation of on whatever the column we want to apply. You can take that column. Let's suppose I want to apply it on which column. Let's suppose on which column we need to apply target. How each and every feature impacting target, I want to know that information. Okay, I'm running this. It is giving correlation values. Okay, so you can see the most of the values are depending in a negative correlation, and only this value and few values will be having positive correlation. So as I already told you, what is negative correlation and positive correlation? Positive correlation means directly proportional relationship. So negative correlation means inversely proportional relationship. Okay, so that's what you need to understand from the correlation graph. Let's suppose like yeah, that's it. So it's very very important thing. Like you'll be having correlation like this. Let's suppose coming to the correlation, if you want to get these correlations, like if you want to get a magnitude values, with the magnitude values we can say the strength. Coming to the negative correlation, if it is closer to -1 means we'll be having very good correlation. Coming to the positive correlation, if you are having closer to like 100%, like a +1, it is a strong relation. Vice versa, like if you have a magnitude value, that is more than enough. To get a magnitude value, we'll be having absolute function. Will be get absolute values. Here we are getting absolute values. I'll extend it. Let's suppose initially we'll keep same thing, or else yeah, I'll copy paste this completely. Control C, keep it here. We'll increment step by step so that it will be much easy to you. I'm running this. Now I'm taking absolute values. And if magnitude is more than enough, that's why I took this into consideration. So now I want to sort these values. Okay. Now I want to sort these values. So for that, what we can do, like I need to get a correlation in like I need to get a important features at the bottom and unnecessary features in a top. So for that, we can apply sort values method. Sort underscore values method. It will sort all the features. Okay. Now I've run this. So in an alphabetical order. So previously we got a like wherever the column name present, with that column we got. Now I want to explore the features, parameters of this. Yeah, it's a bit slow actually. Like it needs to return the parameters in this. Like we'll be having parameter like reverse equals to true or ascending equals to true. I did not remember exactly. With this, like we'll get a values in a reverse is not a parameter in it. Okay, ascending, we'll see whether it will work or not. or else you can go through this documentation, you'll find it. Okay, it is working. Ascending equals to false. Means I want to sort these features in a descending order. Means top to bottom. High, high like high level features, I want to get it in a top, and low level features, I pick it. See, you can see like a top correlation means highly impacting features we can see in a top, and less impacted features we can see in a bottom. So with this, we can understand how each and every feature impacting output. So previously asked now, how we can find how each and every feature impacting an output. So from this, what we can understand is, so here old peak, exag, and this chest pen, talach, these are having very good correlation. Means 42% of if based on these values, output like target is impacting 42-43 percentage. Means it is impacting half of the priority, like it's highly dominating the target. Coming to this, the correlation is bit less, though these are impacting but bit less. Whereas coming to this threshold and these three features, these four features impacting very less. So from this, what we can consider, like conclude is, so to predict a heart disease prediction, though if we won't consider these features also, we will get a better result. We need to understand that stuff from this correlation. Okay, so with this, we'll stop for today. Tomorrow we'll explore more on this, and then next we'll go with the another project. Is it fine to everyone?